I was humbled to receive the highest percentage of the vote of any candidate in Canada during this election. But let me be clear.
Well done.
But let me be clear, this is not about me. It's a testament to the people of Souris Moose Mountain and their belief in our message that's rooted in principle, a respect for hard work, for resource development, for freedom, and for limited but accountable government. I grew up on a farm in Saskatchewan where you learned early that complaining doesn't get you very far. If something's broken, you fix it. If something matters, you stand up and you speak out. Life on the land teaches you patience, persistence, and humility. It also teaches you that when you make a promise, you keep it, because your word is often the only thing you have. Those lessons have never left me. I remember as a teenager, when a federal issue was affecting cattle prices, my father said to me, if it matters enough to talk about, it matters enough to do something about. So I wrote a letter to our MP. That simple act of engagement was the first step in me realizing that democracy only works when people participate. It taught me that government, at its best, should be accessible and responsive, not distant and dismissive. Years later, I had the opportunity to live and work in post-Soviet Eastern Europe, nearly a decade immersed in countries still navigating the aftermath of authoritarian rule. I was involved in international trade and economic development, working with businesses and governments as they sought to rebuild their economies and reestablish democratic norms after generations of state control. What I witnessed was both inspiring and sobering. In many of these countries, privacy had once been non-existent. Information was power, and that power had too often been abused. Surveillance was used to silence dissent. Trust in public institutions had been deeply damaged, and though democracy had arrived, scars of its absence lingered. In some places, people were still afraid to speak freely, still hesitant to believe that change was permanent. It was there, in conversations with small business owners, young reformers, and cautious civil servants, that I saw the true cost of lost public trust. Once trust is broken, it takes generations to rebuild. When I returned to Canada, I brought those lessons home with me, into my business, my community, and eventually into public service. I later had the honor of serving as a cabinet minister in Saskatchewan's provincial government, where I was responsible for portfolios on economy, trade, and innovation. That experience deepened my belief that when government works well, it creates opportunity, not barriers, for people to grow, contribute, and succeed.